Alright, spoiler alert! Not that I recommend watching this garbage anyway. I just watched the first episode of Black Mirror and I went in excited. People told me this was the Twilight Zone for our generation. A chilling, thought-provoking masterpiece. And people are calling this genius? We need to talk. So, the plot. A princess is kidnapped and the demand is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, one of the most powerful people on the planet, must perform a sex act with a pig on live television in front of the entire nation. And the entire country goes, yeah, sounds reasonable. What is this? What the fuck is this? A political drama? Or a Reddit dare that got completely out of control? Let's start with the biggest problem. Nothing in this episode makes fucking sense. Nothing. The British government has a strict no-negotiation policy with terrorists. That's not a detail, that's a foundational fact. But here, everyone immediately starts considering it like it's a totally normal option. Yeah, national crisis. Let's just go with the most insane demand imaginable. Great strategy. Truly world-class governance. The plot falls at the very first hurdle and then keeps running anyway. And then the public reaction. 86 people are like, yeah, do it. Excuse me? You think complying with a criminal guarantees anything? The kidnapper could just kill the hostage anyway. So now you've achieved nothing except ruining another human being on live TV. Brilliant plan. Truly the finest minds in Britain at work. Let's talk about the details, because the details are where this show really earns its 1 star. The finger. We're supposed to believe that nobody, not one person in British intelligence realized it wasn't the princess' fucking finger. No DNA test, no basic observation, world-class security services, defeated by a random envelope. Then there's the journalist, trading pornographic selfies in a bathroom stall for classified government information, presented to us as normal journalism. The government tries a CGI deepfake to fool the kidnapper. It fails, obviously, because their plan to outwit a sophisticated terrorist was produced on a budget of 40 quid and a green screen from 2003. And the Prime Minister, zero leadership, gets pushed around by everyone. His cabinet is joking. The media is a circus. The entire system collapses because of one guy with a video camera. This is intention, this is incompetence. And the kidnapper's ground motivation? To make a statement. What statement? People watch TV? Congratulations, we already knew that. And then he commits suicide at the end, because apparently his master plan was to humiliate the Prime Minister and then just die. What was the point? The show doesn't know, I don't know, nobody knows. No, I know what you're going to say. It's satire. It's commentary on society. You just don't get it. No, it's shock value pretending to be intelligent. Because here's the problem with the satire defense. If this was satire, it would feel like satire. It will be exaggerated. It will be ironic. There'd be some distance between the show and the content. But this, it's played completely straight, dead serious, unflinching. It's like filming a modest proposal, Swift's famous essay where he suggested the Irish poor should sell their children as food, but actually cooking the children on screen and calling it deep. You can't have it both ways. You can't film something with total sobriety and then ask us to read it as a joke. Pick a lane. And if the point is politicians would do anything to stay in power, congratulations! You've discovered the least surprising political observation in human history. Was the pig really necessary? And here's the real issue. This episode confuses shocking with intelligent. Just because something is disturbing doesn't mean it's deep. You can't take the most absurd idea possible, film it seriously, add dramatic music, and expect people to call it genius. This program made the human centipede look reasonable, and I never thought I'd say those words in that order. Look, the actors are good, the cinematography is clean, and I've been told the rest of this series is genuinely brilliant. So I'm not giving up on Black Mirror. But I do want to say this to whoever decided to put this episode first. You had one job, one episode to make someone fall in love with your show, and you led with a fucking pig. Skip this one, start with episode 2, trust the reviews, don't say I didn't warn you. 1 star. If you like this video, subscribe. If you didn't like it, I don't give a shit, you're still subscribing. And if you actually think this episode is genius, explain it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Maybe you can make it make sense. Nobody else has managed to.